hi, it's me again, your good friend Cody. Before we start this episode, I just want to say that we have merch. They're on mugs, they're on little stickers and postcards, coasters. They're like super adorable, and I'm obsessed with them. So if you want them, you should get them. But also Redbubble, which is the site that they're on, are doing like a big sale till Monday. So if you're listening to this on Monday, this is probably your last chance to get it like super cheap. So if you want to get some stuff for the holidays with our smug little faces on it, now's your chance. So great. The link is in the description of this. It's also on our Twitter, so you can see photos of what they look like. They're really cute. Okay, goodbye!
Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
We've made the mistake of recording this for the past 3 years and have no foreseeable point of stopping. So,
Yeah.
Despite many requests for us to please God, please stop. So,
Yeah. Nevertheless, we persist.
Yes.
Against our own well-being, against the well-being of others.
Yeah.
And I think that's brave. I think that's brave and admirable.
I think that's our version of self-care or self-destruction. Who's to say? You know, I get them mixed up all the time.
Yeah. Tomato. Anyway, welcome to Into the Twilight, baby.
Woo!
Welcome to Into the Self-Destruction pod. You know what I mean?
Allie, would you like to introduce our lovely guest?
I am so pleased to say that a Twitter meet cute has happened, folks. That
It's finally happened. All of your slash fics, they're coming alive. The sparks are flying.
that we have once again returned to only having, well, New York City-ish based guests.
Right. Yeah.
That we have had only the most important Twilight origin story based folks. And I'm so glad that we just stumbled into seeing this story. We have a fantastic guest in the space today. I'm so pleased to introduce. I don't know why I cannot stop talking right now.
You're just like extending the bit so long that it's honestly quite
Just like the
impressive.
drunkest of ants at a wedding right now. Miss Arielle Jane, welcome to the space.
Hi.
Woo!
I'm so glad to have you here.
You know, we're in Sagittarius season now, but please keep talking, stroking that Scorpio ego. I'll eat it up. Thank you.
Yes, it's all I can do, you know? It's all I can
Yeah,
do.
that's true.
As
Allie is cursed.
yes, yeah. As is obligatory on the podcast, I must ask you, how are you doing today?
After the 2 naps that I have had today, I am ready to bounce off the walls. I am hyped and ready.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, that's a vibe. That is a vibe for sure.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah, that is, I mean, honestly, that does speak to SAG season, I would say.
I do have a Sagittarius rising.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
does that count for anything?
It does. It does. It speaks for a lot, actually. I mean, I probably would have been able to tell from the red hair as like, hi, I'm the fire
sure.
sign. But yes, yes, it does.
Technically a water sign with my sun, but almost everything else in my chart is fire, which apparently, quote unquote, explains a lot.
It does. Yeah. What's your moon?
Leo.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of fire in you.
A lot's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think
The most important takeaway is that I want attention. Like, on all levels. Everything just leads together that I just want attention.
And all levels, including physical. I want attention.
Oh my god. That Cody, how the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing good. My thoughts are consumed by so many things at this current moment. A lot of them being Baby Yoda, for sure.
Oh my god.
Just thinking about that. Just thinking about Baby Yoda. But mostly, what I've been thinking about, and I've tweeted about it the other day, is a little movie called Vamps. I don't know if y'all heard
Yes.
about this trash fire. But it's from 2012. I stumbled into it so accidentally, and then it took me by my fucking jugular and wouldn't let me go. It's a Sex and the City style vampire movie starring Kristen Ritter and fucking Alicia Silverstone from Clueless, and also Sigourney Weaver, and also a fuck ton of other people, and it's the worst thing I've ever experienced. But I think that movie is my brand. I think I just have to preach the gospel of this film to anyone who will listen, and even those who won't.
Sure. I would almost venture to say that I think you found your calling, actually.
I think I have to leave because I have a new passion project.
Did you find your calling, or did it find you?
I think it's a twisted cocktail of both. But now I think I am the president of the Vamps Oscar campaign and all of the award circuit situation that's going on a little bit later, maybe. This movie also made like $3,000.
Oh my god.
And I just can't stop thinking about it. I will for sure make Allie do a bonus episode on this movie.
I expected.
So I could talk about it for longer than the runtime of this movie. It haunts my waking moments.
Yeah, that I expected that after we finished watching Vampire Suck in this household, not yesterday, but on Sunday, I looked over at Chris and I was like, hey, do you want to... I heard Cody said that this was good. My boyfriend Chris looked at me and just, like, straight up almost snapped our remote in half and was like, I can't, like... You've pushed this relationship, like, too far. This is a hard limit. And I was like, all right, that's fair, actually. I'll just watch this on my own time. Speaking of a hard limit, this is a famous corner in our space. I have a middle school corner to bring back today.
Hell yeah, you did.
I had two very important things happen in my classroom today, both of which are personal nightmares of mine come to fruition. One is one of my students told me straight up to my face today that he didn't know who Harry Styles was. And
the disrespect.
The dishonor. Like, come into my classroom and not know who Harry Styles is. And I was like, Jeremy, he was just on SNL. And then Jeremy was like, I don't watch TV. And I was like, well, fair. But...
Jeremy's better than all of us.
It's like, the disrespect. And I straight up was like, he caught me so off guard that I was like, my son? And my students were like, what the fuck, Ms. Johnson, what are you doing? And then I had an actual nightmare happen in class today. So, like, I'm I can't do math. Right? And so, and it's like, my kids torture me with it all the time. And it's like, I'm also have, like, brain problems, right? And so it's like, I have, like, a whisper of dyslexia. And I try to remind them of that. Like, I have just, like, a cough of it. So I was trying to remind them, I was like, okay, I wanted to tell them, like, you have, like, 25 minutes to do this work. But we have a digital clock, and I can't, if it's not on, like, a 15 or a 0, I don't know how much time is left. I don't know. I can't count. Like, just because I'm attracted to count from Sesame Street doesn't mean that, like, I know how to do math.
Jesus.
I'm just being honest.
Right.
And so I was, like, straight up trying to use my fingers to count, and my kids were, like, yelling numbers at me, which is, like, a straight up nightmare, right? And so I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And so finally I was just like, okay, you have probably, like, 20 minutes to work. Please leave. But it was just like, some people have those dreams of, like, standing up in front of a class, like, presenting when they don't know they have a speech and they're, like, in their underwear. Mine is, like, in front of people trying to count, and people are just, like, yelling numbers. And it's like, I can't, my brain is too overstimulated. And that's what these little turds were doing to me today. And I was like, I can't. This is awful. Anyways, don't teach 12-year-olds. They're annoying.
If you take anything away from this podcast,
Don't teach 12-year-olds.
Don't be able to
Just don't teach 12-year-olds.
Don't do it.
They
Don't do it.
get power from your pain. So that is their lifeblood. So speaking of being 12 years old, one of the most important things that we ask our guests is to come prepared with your backstory about how you got introduced to Twilight. So, are you ready to share with us your Twilight backstory?
Never been more ready.
Okay. The floor is yours.
Your time to shine.
I think it's important to state that I am the product of what should be its own novel series. Since my parents met through a chat room for Vampire the Masquerade, which they did the tabletop version way back in the mid-90s.
Oh my god.
Like, I am born and bred on vampire stuff.
What?
I already need to, like, take notes.
This is so important to me.
There's so much happening right now.
I could not get rid of vampires in my life if I tried, and I have tried.
Whoa.
I think, do you want this podcast, like, do you want to take over? Do you need to be doing this instead of us?
Yeah, I think this is your birthright. I think
It's mine now, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
fine, I think.
No, it's fair. No, you earned it.
Also, I love that when I'm looking up Vampire the Masquerade right now, the genre is called personal horror.
You know what? Not too far off.
All right.
Okay.
There's a photo somewhere that I tried so hard to find of both of my parents in vampire capes in the mid-90s.
Oh my god.
And I wish I could have graced you all with it. It's buried in a scrapbook somewhere. I tried.
Oh my
But
god.
it exists. Just know that it exists.
Wow.
This sounds like some Anne Rice, like Sherilyn Kenyon stuff. And I need to know all this stuff. Tell me more.
Yes.
Well, being born, I think I'm not convinced that I'm not a vampire. Like, that has to be bred into me somewhere. But having that in my blood, in my bloodline,
Sure.
falling into the Twilight stuff was inevitable.
Sure.
Really. But I would like it to be known that my mother did not want me watching Twilight when it first came out. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if she was surrounded by a bunch of middle-aged moms who were like, it's from the devil. But I watched Twilight first and I got her into it. So I'm claiming responsibility for that one, which I'm not sure is a good or a bad thing quite yet.
Okay, fair.
I like the idea that she was, like, so into real vampires that she was like, no, you can't watch this trash. This is a mockery.
I'm gonna LARP with this dude I've never actually talked to, but Sparkles, we draw the line at
Yeah.
sparkling. Can't be
Come
having
on,
that.
have some respect.
Wow. This is
I fell
so
into
deep.
Twilight, like, my friends were, I did not want to be, like, you're a teenager. You don't want to be listening to everything else everyone else is listening to. You're like, nah, especially the emo groups, like, nah, I'm too cool for that.
Right.
But inescapable. Like, I don't understand how anyone survived the 2010s
Fair.
without this being a part of their life in one way or another. Anyone who says they haven't is a liar.
That's fair. No, I agree. I'm convinced that everyone has a Twilight story to some degree.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
My family, or I should say, I'm not going to loop the rest of my family into this. It's my mother. Took what should have been a normal, like, oh, Twilight's fun. We went to every midnight premiere of Twilight with my
yeah.
3-year-old tiny brother in tow at the time. There's 10 years between my brother and I, so we have this literal baby in the theater.
Okay.
We watched a Bella and Edward group propose to each other. Like, it was a thing.
Oh
Whoa.
my god.
But that should have been the end of it. Like, we should have been like, cool. Breaking Dawn 2. It's out. We're done. We appreciate it for a year. It's over. No. When I tell you, if you go downstairs right now and open up our DVD player, the Twilight movie is in it.
Oh my god.
That is such a serve. That's so powerful.
Wow.
My mother works entirely freelance, so she does whatever she wants at her own hours. She plays this in the background on repeat, and she has for the last 10 years.
Oh my god.
So is Allie your mom? Is that what we're finding?
Is that
Am
I was joking at the beginning when we first started talking, but like, am I your mom?
I swear to God, if I fucking just came up to Seattle, it was like, what the fuck was up, Allie, and just went to her DVD player, for sure there would be Twilight in there. I would not be surprised even a little bit.
Yep. Can confirm.
There is a Carlisle Cullen Barbie doll in this household. There is a custom printed photo that my grandmother photoshopped together of pictures of Peter Facinelli into a photo frame that sits on my mother's desk.
Oh.
There is a 4-foot by 6-foot poster of Carlisle Cullen's head in her bedroom closet. We've reached a level where I could not be making this up if I tried.
No, I completely believe you is the thing.
So, like, what is Christmas like for y'all? Do you just, like, all lean into the bit and give her very niche Twilight things? Like, is that...
Her Amazon wishlist currently has a Bella, Edward, and Jacob, like, Hallmark ornament on it.
Oh my god.
Yes.
She has an Esme doll on the list. Like, her Amazon wishlist is Twilight and cats. That's it. That's it.
Oh my god. How does...
I don't even want to talk about the movie or the current events.
No,
I just want to... Let's just do this for 45 minutes.
What should have happened is that I should have brought my mom on with me.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to us collectively.
I wholeheartedly agree. This is so fascinating. So, I think the thing that's interesting to me is, like, so you have, like, fundamentally changed and, like, shaped your mom's current personality and interests.
Absolutely.
Whoa. The Scorpio impact.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's powerful.
It is all thanks to my influence that she got a kiss on her hand from Peter Facinelli on her birthday
No,
in
stop.
2010.
Stop. You can't bury
these landmines as if they're nothing. You're just like, oh, here's the craziest shit you'll ever hear. Oh, we got a giant fucking poster of Carlisle's head in the living room. Like, what? No big. That's just how everyone lives their lives. What is happening?
What do you mean you don't have that poster?
Oh my god.
I mean,
Get on our level.
I mean, my apartment's only so big. You know what I mean? Like,
Can I share the story of how we got this poster, though?
okay, well, please. Because, like, fuck Vampire stuff. Like, I don't care anymore.
Forget Vampire Sucks.
We will get to you, but I want to talk about your mom.
The 3-day Twilight convention that we went to in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay. All right.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Literally the best way to start any story, I think. That's it.
We went
That's
to
a lead.
a breakfast with the actors. None of them were A-list actors. It like Mike was there.
Fuck Mike.
Bronson Pelletier, who's in the Wolf Pack. Like, they were none of the A-listers, but we had breakfast with the actors, and there was a silent auction afterwards. This poster came up, and they started the bidding at $20. My mother's hand flew up in the air. She shouted $100. And the auctioneer stopped and like, anybody else? No one else wanted this poster.
Oh my god.
That is a defining moment of my childhood. It is burned into my brain.
As it should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I feel like I just had sex. Like, I'm, like, leaned back and I can't lift my head up. Like, this is...
Yeah. I need a fucking cigarette right now. Are you kidding me? This is like...
Oh my god. Yeah, this is unbelievable.
What a gift. Thank you. Just what a treat.
Thank you for, for being so brave as to share this with your mom, right?
Yeah.
But also for being so brave as to share this with us. Because, Jesus Christ, you know?
It's very vulnerable, what you just did. I feel closer.
Believe me, I tried to bury it. I have given up. The world may as well know.
And it does. I mean, I feel like if there was ever a safe space, it's definitely not Twitter.
You've come to the safest one.
You know? But this is definitely the space where I feel like a lot of people will relate. I feel like it's safe to assume then that your mom's favorite character is Carlisle, yes?
It sure is.
Okay, and
Hell
and
yeah.
what about you? How did the Twilight Saga impact you specifically? Because I could talk about your mom for forever, but I want to know about... I want to...
We'll do that off
Yes.
mic.
I think Twilight was a real bi pansexual awakening for me.
Sure.
Of realizing that I was
Absolutely.
in love with everyone.
Sure.
Like, it didn't matter who they were. And watching Vampires Suck just reinforced that it has nothing to do with the actual actors. It's just the characters. Like, I'm still in love with them. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would have, probably still would, but at least back then definitely would have sold my soul to get Alice to cuddle with me.
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
That's completely understandable.
I tried so hard to get that haircut. It was not happening. I wanted it so bad.
It's a bold move for sure.
It's a lot of styling involved.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that can pull it off. I am aggressively not one. For me, it would have looked
Sure.
like the bowl cut from Charlie's Angels. So, not a look.
Yeah.
A choice, but
Right.
But not the one that would have gotten my Jasper. You know what I mean? So, ugh, God, I don't even want to. I don't even care about Vampires Suck anymore. That was just a ploy to get you here. And like, fuck it. I don't even care anymore. I don't even fuck it. God. All right.
listen,
storming
Vampires Suck
out
is
of
a
this
masterpiece
podcast.
that deserves its own screen time.
God. I just want to know more about what a 3-day convention in Nashville, Tennessee in the early 2010s even was. Like,
It was at the Gaylord Opryland, first of all.
oh my
Which is like one of the biggest indoor resort hotels, but it's not like a fun resort. Like, it's an old people resort. So there is a fake like Venice canal that you can take this little like canoe on, and a lot of indoor gardens, which are very pretty. But
Wow.
when I hear resort, I'm picturing water slides. There were no water slides involved.
Sure.
But there is a video clip somewhere that I tried so hard to hunt down. My YouTube recommended feed is ruined for months trying to find this video. I know that it exists somewhere, that someone recorded. I asked Bronson Pelletier a question on one of the panels that he was on, and he very, seductively responded. He's like, "Ooh, Arielle, that's a lovely name." And I should note that we're not going to judge Bronson here for the fact that I was 12. He didn't know that. Someone else read off the question. It's fine. We're not going to... But 12-year-old me held on to that for several years.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you did. Yeah,
Wow.
wow. Yeah, I feel like if anyone from that cast said my name and then was like, beautiful name, I'd have been like, okay, that's all I've ever cared about, so.
I guess I'll just die tomorrow
Yeah.
then.
I've
There's
peeked.
nothing else.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a couple of current events here. And we've got some dad news this week. We've got a couple of
It's a big week for dads.
I've
for
got
sure.
a couple of dad things here. It's from Film News. It's a UK website. I don't know. Kaysu's just happy about her dad.
Yeah. He's just so proud of her.
Yeah,
And that's
it is.
sweet.
It's very pure. We don't hear a lot about old John Stewart, which is that's just such a goddamn dad name.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it so much. But Case is just talking about how he's pretty awesome. And apparently he gushes about her a lot. And he's just loving that she's living her dreams.
Just some wholesome, pure
Just
news.
some good old
You're
goddamn
welcome.
content. Which we don't get a lot in this space.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Now we get to I would argue, the grossest website this week.
Yeah.
Just so many freaking ads. E-Online, how you doing? Do you need help? Because I am...
Listen, media's in shambles. Advertising revenue is rough, fellas. We're dying. And I get it. I sympathize.
All right, Cody, do you want to talk about this E-Online piece, since it's Fashion Corner?
Yeah, since you were physically unable to look at the website. So this is this whole year has been like a 10-year retrospective of Twilight in general. But this one is the premiere of New Moon, which we talked about a little bit last week. But this has all the fun red carpet photos of all your faves. And it's so wholesome.
It's so...
And also...
goddamn
so
good.
Just humbling to look at. K2's got her own jet mullet, and it's great. And there's, like, photo books that people are signing. And Stephenie Meyer's in a very great dress, which I'm super into.
I want to talk about Stephenie Meyer for a second, because it's not often...
Always.
It's not often that we get to talk about how... Stephenie Meyer's stylist does her dirty so often.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And I feel like it's Stephenie specifically who's like, no, I want the long necklaces. And Stephenie's stylist is like, I don't know, Steph. I feel like you do the bold lip and the necklace each time. We want to make sure that they're able to differentiate your photos. And she's like, long necklace. And she's only able to talk in, like, 2 syllables each time. I don't know.
Yeah, there is definitely a long necklace and a bold lip in this photo. But the dress is good.
The silhouette's good.
The silhouette's good. And there's some, like, medieval vibes going on.
Always with her.
You know, which I'm a fan of. It looks like if there's not a cape on it, but there very well could be, which I think is an asset.
I feel like someone's definitely holding her cape off photo for her.
Right.
So when she gets
I feel
chilly,
like she definitely has the souls of her enemies in that tiny little clutch.
Oh, yes.
Like, there's something powerful in that clutch.
Oh, it just reminds me of those photos that just came out of Lizzo with her tiny purse,
yes.
like on the red carpet. That's that same energy.
She's just constantly smizing, and I just want to know, like, what's behind those hazel eyes. You know what I mean? Like, what secrets,
ma'am?
What is she holding? If we can look one below at the kind of power that is exuding from Elizabeth Reeser, please and thank you. That would be great.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, ma'am...
It's a palpable energy.
Yeah.
Every time I think I find the woman in the Twilight franchise that I'm most in love with, I'm proven wrong.
Yep, same.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then... just below that, and hi, welcome to Fashion Police today. Nikki Reed got lost because this is a choice.
Yeah.
It looks a little like Nickelodeon, I would say, for this.
It looks like she was Disney bounding 40 minutes prior and was like, "Fuck, I have another thing I gotta do."
Exactly.
And was just abducted by her agent.
I agree. But these are nice throwbacks. They're interesting choices. I love to see in the back that people are holding digital cameras. That makes me happy.
Right. They're so chunky. I love it.
They are. Yeah.
Take me back.
Please don't.
Just for the cameras. Those were so
Please don't
sick.
take me back. All right. We've got a couple more things here. Arguably, I would say one of my favorite pieces of news from the week, which, Cody, you were the one that put this on our Twitter this week, which is some Robert old news coinciding with some current news about Batman. And what is this green screen footage that you brought to the space this week?
Well, this was actually brought to our attention by friend of the pod, Ezra.
Thank you.
Who tagged us on Twitter. Thank you, Ezra. But basically it's Robert and the gang doing their good fight scene in Breaking Down Part 2?
Yes.
Question mark? Yeah. in the green screen, and he's doing a fun, cool stunt. Or does a somersault, but he whiffs it real bad, folks. This adult man, he struggles quite hard to do a somersault.
He looks like a potato bug.
Right. Yeah, he for sure is a roly-poly action doing that. But you can tell that he's like, no, I don't want the stuntman to do it. I want to do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to look so cool, and I got it. Don't even worry. And then he whips it.
It's so good.
And it's really good. It's really good.
One of my favorite things about this, right, is we know for sure K-Stu down to clown forever, right? She's always like, let me do the craziest, wackest shit. Like, I want to throw myself on the ground. I want to get bruises. Like, let me do this. Like, it's to the point where they're always like, Kristen, like, your insurance policies are so hefty. Please don't get a bruise because we will get sued. She's like, aw. And so we see this and she's like, yes, of course I can do a somersault. I'm not a plebe. Whereas Robert, we know, was forced to train. And he's like, nah. And so when it comes a time for him to do a somersault, he's just like, I don't know. Please, no. I can't do this. And so I just love seeing the difference between them here. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great. Chef's kiss.
It's very chef's kiss. Also, I just love in the background that we just see the other people just like running full speed ahead behind them. It's just very good. Yeah, it's a mood for sure. And I love that this has been going on alongside all the commentary about him training for Batman. Because I know that I've seen this kind of floating around with people being like, sorry, that's the guy that's supposed to be training for Batman. He can't even do a freaking somersault. And it's like, you think that Batman's gonna do somersaults? That's funny. I just love the idea that they're gonna be like, I don't know, he's just gonna be somersaulting around his little cave. Right. Just like, but
I'm really enjoying the mental image of somersaulting being Batman's primary form of transport.
Yeah.
Right. Fuck the Batmobile. Fuck all the motorcycles. I'm just gonna zoom with my own body.
Yeah, just him on a hoverboard, just like zooming.
Yeah, I have billions of dollars and could have any fancy mode of transportation I want. But I'm just gonna fucking use my own force. I'm just gonna torpedo down.
But he zoom.
Yeah, let him zoom. Let Robert Pattinson zoom.
You know, that's equality, folks. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, I think we could solve all the bad things going on in Gotham if we just, like, had some comic relief and watching the most powerful billionaire in the city just zoom down the street sometimes. I think that would alleviate a lot of the issues.
Or, counter, Batman in Baby Yoda's carriage.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Watch him zoom, you know what I mean?
And then all the properties will eat each other until there's no media left.
Exactly.
It will be over.
Yes. Watch that Monopoly crumble. Okay, last thing is our dads had some birthdays this week. So,
hell yeah.
Congrats to
Congrats.
Congrats to our dads.
You did it. You did another one.
Congrats to I mean, is it fair to say that this is your dad, Arielle, Peter Facinelli? Is that your dad?
Your legal dad.
Is that your legal father?
You know what? He's a beautiful man. I'll take it. I'll allow it.
You're
right.
You know, families all look different. You can have several dads. I don't. So that's okay. And then my dad, for sure, Billy Berg, for sure. That rugged, handsome dad of a man, Billy Berg. I don't know what
being horny on Maine.
I couldn't stop.
You can't be horny on Maine.
This whole podcast is being horny on Maine. I don't know what to tell you folks at this point. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, come on, get with it.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay. So I needed to remind myself, But the main reason why we asked Arielle to be on here was to talk about Vampires Suck. And
we filibustered long enough.
yes, that's our whole show, folks. The 2010 film, the cinema, Vampires Suck, where we do have a question. We can probably dive into it in a couple of minutes. I did either of you watch this when this came out?
I watched it in theaters.
I did too.
Okay, I think I did as well, because I distinctly know I watched this, but I cannot tell when, because I definitely don't know how, but I know that I had seen this before. So, Arielle, you are a guest. Would you like to recount your first time watching this? What was your first time like? Let's just share.
I think the important takeaway is that I'm pretty sure I blocked it out.
Good.
Like, I know it happened,
same.
but rewatching the movie, none of that registered except for the Chihuahua.
Fair.
Jacob being a Chihuahua, I remember. Everything else, gone.
Good. That's fair.
It's valid.
Yeah.
I did see this with my my 60-something-year-old at the time grandmother.
Sure.
So that may have been why.
Sure. Yeah.
I choose to believe that I was not paying attention and being a cool 12-year-old who doesn't understand what sex jokes are.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Cody, did you block it out too?
Most of it, yeah. But it did come crashing back revisiting it today. But I did viscerally remember, like, the Cheetos bit. Like, that was really the only thing that, like... And also the I'll cut you bit, which is, like, the best part of the whole fucking movie. That shit is so good.
Yeah, it's powerful. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really Jessica's essence.
It is. That's for sure. They do have some strong characterizations. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, honest to God, I don't remember how I watched this. I just know that I did. We rewatched it here on Sunday and watched the unrated version. And I don't know why it was unrated. There was no, like, peen or anything in it. Like, I don't know what the difference was. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. So I guess we can just get into it. I don't know what your takeaways were, other than it for me stood out as a true 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be maybe a little bit funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want this to us just be shitting on this, like, for no reason, but it's definitely not good.
No.
For sure. But there were parts of it that I was like, I don't know. I think the actress who plays Bella does it so good.
So good.
I think she's very funny at playing the parody version of Bella, where it's just like she runs her hands through her hair all the time and she's biting her lip anytime she's in frame, and she's just like not making eye contact with anyone. Like, her mannerisms are perfect. It's very good.
It is, absolutely. Yeah.
But, like, there's so many, like, dated 2010 references, like the Jersey Shore being another family, Lady Gaga being
just there,
Edward's weird girlfriend, just partying, like, all of the fame. Like, it's bananas. It's very much like a time capsule of that 1 year and that alone.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. The references, so one, I didn't realize until I was looking this up today that these are the same people that made Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Which, wow, first of all, because, like, the first Scary Movie kind of fucks, but then they, like,
oh yeah,
they kept making stuff, which, why, is my question, for them, and also for the world, like, why did they do that? And so I saw, like, on their Wikipedia that they continued, as recently as, like, a couple years ago, continued to make things. And so,
yeah, can you
I
believe
don't know how I
it?
feel about that.
And so, at what point do you not get the hint of, like, one, who is still giving you money, and also, who, that wouldn't work for anyone else, other than the fact that these are men of just, like, here's another $20 million, boys, have fun. You're just taking other people's, intellectual property.
I want to be in the room when they pitch these.
Right?
Or do they not pitch them? They just wing it.
Yeah.
There's no plan going into it. They just see what happens.
Because I saw, like, a couple years ago, they did one for the Hunger Games, and it's like, where did that go? Because that didn't have a theatrical release, so where did it go? Where are you showing these? I don't understand.
Lost into the void.
For real.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, I agree, though, that some of these references are wild. The fact that Jennifer, I guess, but Jessica, is, like, dating a Dear John character. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like, I think you overestimated the cultural longevity of Dear John.
Dear John! What the hell?
How is this what you banked all of your cultural points into, Dear John? Right. That's
and
it.
that they're like reading Vampire Diaries and bio. It's like, what is happening? But then I don't know. Yeah. I felt like there was some stuff that for me, because I'm so deep into Twilight, I found kind of funny. So like when Becca, fuck off. Like, I'm gonna just call you Bella. Like, eat shit. Like, when Bella comes to the house in Fork, she's carrying that huge-ass cacti. Like, that was funny. There was some...
I've never related to anything more.
Like, that was, like, pretty good. It was just, like... But then there was some stuff where it's like, all right, I don't know. There's some stuff where it's just, like, it doesn't hit, so... I don't know.
I couldn't even laugh.
Good things. Edward's disco ball dick.
That was very good.
That shit is so fucking good.
There's absolutely some sort of disco stick joke to be made there.
Absolutely.
But I was too tired to make it.
Oh, and they had Lady Gaga right there. These fools. We already made a better movie.
For sure. How did you feel about the, like, fake unlicensed music that they used? Because they had some rips there that were, like, pretty close.
But the Muse Supermassive Black Hole was the real version, and I just love having the knowledge that Muse signed off on this being in Vampires Suck.
Yeah. They're like, you know what? It worked the first time, so maybe.
It was so much that I could not handle. Oh, my God. I could not, the soundtrack that they used, because there was stuff that they were, like, trying to play off for Carter Burwell's stuff, and it was like, whoa, these are not the same. So, oh, God, it was a lot.
My primary note for this movie is in all capital letters of when Charlie is carrying Bella, because he still treats her like a baby, in this giant baby carrier. Yes. Of, I can't even laugh about this. Where do I get one, and where do I find somebody to carry me around in it?
That's fair. That's fair.
It's not a joke. It's just a wish. Just a desire of mine.
It's just my dream. My dream.
That's fair. Yeah.
It was really funny, too, that, like, this... I don't know. The movie, I feel like, makes the most sense if it is just, like, a shot-by-shot parody of the first Twilight.
Mm.
Because, like, it spends the first hour doing that, right? And then it's just Jack-ins the last 30 minutes to be like, oh, also let's do all the other movies. And just really zip through them. And it's, the pacing is, like, ridiculous. It is so unsettling. Because you're like, here's a movie. And then you're like, oh, here's 4,000 movies.
Right.
We have 10 minutes. Let's go. Buckle up.
Right. I also found...
And also, Alice doesn't fucking show up till, like, the end. It's like, what is happening?
Yeah, the fact that they tried to combine Twilight and New Moon in this felt very weird to me. Yeah. It made it... Yeah, it felt very confusing. Especially because they, like, tried to, like, skip over the main conflict in Twilight.
There were some odd plot adjustments.
Yes.
Yeah.
It felt very weird. And just hard to follow at times.
And also adding in, like, the self-referential, like, oh my god, they made a movie about this.
Right.
Isn't that so weird?
Yeah. I did not.
Did
not like it. No.
This may be derailing, but I had a very important revelation at 3 a.m. when I watched this movie.
Go on.
Is the Twilight series and Jacob being a werewolf the reason we have so many furries now?
Oh.
Interesting.
How many people do you think
I feel like this started something for somebody. A lot of somebodies.
That's fair.
I assume that the furry tradition has a long and storied history, and I don't want to shit on that.
There will be
But
no
I do
disrespecting
think-
furry lore in this household.
We're not gonna. Chase your bliss. But I do think that maybe this was sort of a gateway film to younger people or people that were maybe thinking, hey, why not?
We don't
Maybe
kink
this is something
shame
I can
here.
get into.
I just have
This is
questions.
something I could get into. Right. Something I could think about.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, we read 50 Shades on here. We don't.
Right. Who the fuck are we to judge? We are the worst people.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think that there's a line there. There's a connection.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I would be interested to see if there have been, like, actual papers researched on that. Because
Sure.
can you imagine having to write furry in an academic paper?
The dream job, honestly.
Yeah. Wow. Speaking of weird representations of people, in Twilight it's rough, right? Especially with like the native stuff, the indigenous stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But somehow it's worse in this one.
Oh, yeah, bud.
The casino references, I just wanted to like,
Right.
There's
It's
a lot.
bad. The wheelchair stuff is
Did not
bad.
Though I will say, Billy just power wheeling through the forest was everything to me.
Right. That so
How
sick.
nice.
But like that, like literally the introductory scene, be like, hey, I can't use my dick because I'm paralyzed and that fucking sucks. That's my character and isn't that awful? And then Charlie's like, cool, I'll fucking beat you up in the parking lot. It's like, what is going on?
I cannot believe Vampires Suck did not age well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the characterization there was awful.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, gross. And that's the part where it's like, how many people do you think actually watch this and were like, oh yeah, that's definitely what happened, and not at all a satire? But I do love that a part of me loved that they leaned into the fact that Billy and Charlie were just beating the actual shit out of each other back there.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
Just because it's like, what the fuck were they even doing back there in the original movie? Like, what was happening?
Guys being dudes.
Yeah, I
know?
guess.
Yeah. You've seen Fight Club. Sometimes people just gotta let it out.
Sometimes
You know,
you just gotta slap the shit out of each other, I guess.
It's just gotta punch your friend. Okay.
I guess. Yeah. How did you feel about the almost sex scene between Edward and Bella?
The only takeaway that I had is that I want her light up bra and panty set. I don't know where she got it, but I want it.
It was a mood, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a serve for sure.
Yeah, and the fact that it was able to survive like space and still light up. They needed to advertise that more specifically.
Right.
I love that Bella's just a shameless kinky icon.
For real.
Listen, the people of Vampire Suck leaned into what Stephanie Meyer was too cowardly to do, and to actively make Bella unapologetically horny.
And that is what we needed.
It's what we deserved, and it's what she really wanted, but Stephanie Meyer and Catherine Hardwicke would not let her
They're
do.
cowards.
To her full
They're
extent.
so cowards.
And also portraying Edward as, like, this fucking blushing virgin baby, which we've characterized him as that this whole time, and it's correct and true, because we've never been wrong.
We're never wrong.
And it's great. It's so fucking funny.
Yep, I agree. We should probably talk about the fact that so I feel like, as Cody mentioned, right, they did Bella's character pretty right on, like, how they cast her. But they did the Cullens dirty in how they cast them. And we should probably talk about that. Because I noticed specifically, like, Carlisle and Jasper, they did goddamn dirty. And they did not, they looked, listen, it's not the fault of those actors. They were doing their best. They were in a lot of wigs and makeup, but they looked bad.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to be like the most beautiful people in the world. So
Right, like super hot and gorgeous.
I'm extra mad because I looked at their IMDb pages afterwards, and they're all naturally beautiful people.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
You had a good canvas to start with, and you ruined it.
I don't know. And that's what's so annoying.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's such a crime.
They did do the OG trio of evil vampires good, though. They looked like exactly the same. And super hot.
Well, and one of the Victoria character was from John Tucker Must Die, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked at her and I was like, I know who you are. And then I had to do some sleuthing and I was like, oh, okay, that's why.
Oh, so could we talk about Miss Jennifer, aka Jessica?
Yes. Oh my God. Okay.
Recognizable icon.
Yeah, so we did get a question, which was, how in the world did they get Chelsea from That's So Raven to play Jessica for the Jennifer/Jessica? And that was our question.
I like to believe that during That's So Raven, Chelsea just made fuck you money and is now just so comfortable she can do whatever she feels like. It doesn't matter anymore.
That's what she deserves.
I would have to imagine.
She's done so much for us.
Yeah. That is the only thing that makes sense to me.
And she's also, to pull this in another full circle moment, I did some more sleuthing. She was fucking in 50 Shades Free.
No,
What?
stop.
She was Gia, the architect. She wasn't a redhead, which is why you can't fucking tell who she is.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I was literally like looking through Vampire Suck on Letterboxd, and that was her like top credit, and I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Hold on.
What do you mean?
Oh my
And yeah.
God.
I know.
It's all connected.
Yeah. So, patron saint of this podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, she really is just making fuck you money, which is
If
great,
she ends
I
up
guess,
being in You, I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah.
She's gonna be named like Sparkles Townsend or something in You, and I'm just gonna like die.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, it was, that was like one of the only people that I really recognized from that cast.
Yeah.
Dr. I can't remember his last name. Ken is Arielle.
Yeah. That's a great
Oh,
cast.
yeah.
He's great.
Yes, that's fair. The Zolturi, first of all. What was that even?
Yeah.
They were just like going ham in the party.
Like the New Moon depression sequence or whatever, where it just looks at all of her books and they just made all these fake, like, Eat, Pray, Blood.
Yes.
And it's, like, all these fucking stupid, like, vampire-adjacent books. That's great. There's some fun, like, production moments that I'm like, okay, this is a little funny.
Yes.
But most of it's not very that.
Which, speaking of which, so this movie came out in theaters, during the other two movies that were in theaters at the same time were The Expendables, which I forgot existed, as well as Eat, Pray, Love. And it was, shockingly, behind both of those. And so...
Can you believe
Can you believe? And so I found it funny that they included Eat, Pray, Love in there. One, because it made sense during the time, but also... because I'm imagining that the movie was coming out at the similar time, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it came out during that time, which I forgot that movie even existed. So, wild stuff.
Even being behind those, though, it made too much money. Like, I'm looking at this number here. $80 million. That's too much.
Yeah.
I don't know what the line is, but I know that's too much.
Yeah. Hey, folks, y'all gave Charlie's Angels like $2. And this is what you gave your money to? What the fuck?
What Charlie's Angels has actual Kristen Stewart in it. Please
I
explain.
know. What the fuck?
I don't understand.
I've never been more upset. on the mic in my entire life.
This is disrespectful.
I'm furious. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we've learned is that people want less hot women and more giant cactuses.
Apparently.
Oh, listen, that's valid, I guess.
Ugh, Jesus. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, because this was something that made me laugh, is when Jacob goes... when Jacob goes to Bella's house and he brings her the flowers and the balloons, and one of the balloons says like all the balloons say like I love you and will you be the mother of my children, and they're like please marry me, and I had just never seen a balloon say mother of my children on it, and and then Bella just fucking like lets the balloons go into the air. Like, have you heard of climate change, Bella? Fuck off.
I have a dedicated
we only
note.
have so much helium. We can't. Come on.
No, not the helium.
There's a crisis.
I have a dedicated note saying about that, that flirting with pretty girls is out and handing them balloons saying, please be the mother of my children, is officially in.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Jacob White,
ready.
a real trendsetter.
Valentine's Day 2020. You got plenty of time.
Yep.
Get your balloon situation figured out. Okay?
Will not be accepting any dates from anyone who doesn't give me a please be the mother of my children balloon.
Yes.
And you'd be right to do so.
I have standards.
You'd be right. Yeah.
That was good. Final thoughts from the movie.
I think my biggest takeaway is realizing that original Twilight does not have nearly enough dance numbers in it.
Yeah. Yes.
Fair. I will say that the Twilight Saga doesn't have nearly enough shorts in it.
Also valid. Yeah. Really just if the whole movie was just that It's Raining Men George dance sequence, it would have been like Criterion worthy. It's perfect. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. But it
agreed.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody, final thoughts?
And I really wish I didn't have to see Jacob's wolf titties. That was really displeasing to me.
Please don't ever say
personally.
wolf titties again.
Listen, Vampire Suck made me do it, so I'm sorry.
That probably really did something for someone, you just saying that.
No, Allie, you see, you're making it worse.
We've already established this is a no kink shaming zone. If you're into wolf titties, that's what you're into.
Okay, fair enough.
Eat shit. All right. So next week we are watching a movie that I have never seen before, which is Van Helsing. I'm very excited. I need to find that somewhere, but it exists.
Yeah.
Okay, now the part I'm very excited for, which is thanking our patrons.
Hell
I
yeah.
have a wolf titty in my eye.
Allie.
I have something in my eye. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So for this week, for thanking our patrons, we have an insider article, which is 14 things everyone had in their homes in
All of you fuckers.
all of you fuckers in the 2010s.
Every last one of you. Shout out Rachel Gray.
Pew, pew, pew.
Who's gonna be the Snuggie?
Oh my god.
Classic.
I miss my Snuggie, honestly.
Yeah, that
I mean,
checks
I
out.
have it.
That fully tracks with how you live your life.
I have a heated blanket on me right now, so like that's basically the same thing. But
But what if it had sleeves, you know?
fuck. Honestly. God damn. Did you have a Snuggie? Either of you?
Who are you asking me?
The room? The world?
Anyone? Is this thing
Bueller?
on? Anyone? Anyone have a Snuggie? I didn't, but my mom did, and she was a huge fan.
I didn't, but I'm sad about it. I thought it wasn't cool at the time, and looking back, I'm really sad that I didn't lean into that.
Yeah, I think we clowned on it too hard, but that shit's tight, actually.
Damn. Wow. Shout out to Janae Jasper, who's gonna be the Wii.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to the Wii Fit board for my body dysmorphia. Thank you very much.
For real, though? Yeah. The, like, passive-aggressive Wii Fit trainer? Fuck you,
Thank
bitch.
you
Come on.
for telling me that
I'm
was
12.
morbidly obese at 11 years old.
I can't handle this right now.
Really appreciate it.
Shout out to Kelly Beck,
Pew, pew, pew.
who's gonna be Silly Bands.
Yo! I love silly bands. Are these the same ones that you can, like, throw at the wall and they stick?
No.
No? Question mark?
No.
All right, well, fuck y'all. Back in my day, you could... Back in the Depression, you could throw shit at the wall and it would stick. I don't know.
I mean, if you tried hard enough, sure, I guess. I think it might be physically possible.
All right, well, shout out to Sophia Salinger, who's going to be my personal favorite of this list, the Live, Laugh, Love decor.
Yes.
Which, if you ever see in someone's home, leave immediately.
Get out. You gotta go. Shout out to Aaron Salinger, who's gonna be hoverboards.
Oh, yeah.
Love to see it.
Holy shit. Okay. And shout out to Stronger and Braver than the Marines, Taylor
Don't get it twisted.
Browntown Lautner, who's gonna be the Keurig.
Ooh.
Or, as they know, the K-Cups that go in the Keurig.
Sure. Yeah. Shout out to Katie Weber.
Oh, I just scared my cat.
Who's gonna
I'm sorry.
be-
I'm sorry.
It's gonna be the fidget spinner.
Oh, man.
Truly cemented in the culture, to our cultural zeitgeist.
Truly. Oh my god. Also, can we just give an honorable mention to the photo that's on the selfie stick section?
Ooh, very choice.
of the guy that's just like grabbing this girl's, like, I don't know. What is that? Is it like
Very uncomfortable with the hand placement.
Yeah, just her lung or something. I don't know. Whatever that is.
I really love it when a man just gets a good
Yeah.
grab on my kidneys.
Honestly,
Get you a man's who grabs your organs. Come on.
it's not love unless he grabs your ribs. You know what I mean?
You know, ribs are just the perfect, like, width apart to get your fingers in there.
Ugh.
They gotta, like, grab you.
Oh my god. That's a great... Now that I'm already in a gagging kind of mood, I think you've got us set up for your fan fiction.
Hell yeah.
I really hope I wasn't expected to find something good. Because
No.
if I was, you're sorely mistaken. And you're the wrong place
Oh,
for
you
this.
don't understand this podcast at all.
Instead of trolling through fanfiction.net, where many beautiful stories lie, I instead turn to my fanfiction.net site.
Oh my god.
This is such a gift.
Thank you.
God bless.
Between the ages of 10 and 12, I wrote 20 plus stories.
10 and 12?
None of which... I was very convinced I was going to be an author.
Oh my god.
Who let you have
Takeaway, I have not written anything since.
I was just on fucking,
I just
like,
go-
Millsberry and, like, playing fucking Polly Pockets. I don't know. God damn.
Listen, 11-year-old Arielle was out here Twilight RPing on Omegle.
my
Get on my level.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
It's just like a Pandora's box. There just keeps, is more stuff. There's so much happening all at once.
I mean, I could have brought on my mother's fanfiction, which also exists.
Oh my
But-
god.
I'm
Instead, I chose to choose from the plethora of wonderful choices.
I embrace.
I denied the one about Emmett becoming president. Also, a story entitled Cullen Karaoke, which is literally just 8,000 words of copy and pasted song lyrics with maybe a line of dialogue in between each one, at best. I believe Lil Wayne made an appearance twice in that story.
Oh my god.
Instead, I decided to bring an excerpt from a story entitled Life's Crazy Changes, which, just to preface this, there's a lot to digest here, a lot that could be dissected, with young me having no concept of how age differences work. As the synopsis for this is, what will happen when 10-year-old Bella Swan falls in love with a vampire? What will her parents think? Well, what will happen to their love when Bella gets a letter from Hogwarts? What if Harry Potter never stopped Who Must Be Named? Oh. So there's a lot going on here. This is 16,000 words.
Here, and I appreciate it.
There's 16,000 words here, 51 comments from people being mostly confused, which is very understandable.
Oh, this is all I care about.
The excerpt I chose was after 10-year-old Bella, let's keep that in mind, Renee sends her away to go live with Charlie, and after storming off after arguing with Charlie, decides to go for a walk in the woods. Let's see if I can make this through this without hyperventilating.
This is the safest
I would like
places.
to note that I did not edit this at all. This is exactly how word for word it was written.
I would have been mad if you did.
After walking through the woods for a few minutes, I heard a pained cry of an animal before a snap, and it was cut off. What happened to that poor animal? I decided to go find out. So I started walking in the direction of the cry, before stopping, frozen by what I saw. There in front of me was the most beautiful man I had ever seen. He had golden bronze hair and a muscular body, leaning over a deer with his mouth at its neck. When he heard me, his head snapped up to look at me. That's when it happened. As I stared into his golden eyes, a feeling spread through me that I could not understand. He was the only thing I could see, the only thing that mattered. Then I understood what that feeling was. Love. I loved this man. I didn't know who he was, but I knew I was in love with him. He threw the blood-drained deer into the woods. As he moved to stand up properly, he slowly walked towards me, and I did the same. When we were less than 6 inches apart, he took my hands and intertwined his fingers in mine. We stood there for several minutes, just staring into each other's eyes. I knew he felt the same way, too. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. My God.
I will
Just
be...
bravo. Just...
Wow. I can't believe that you were so gifted from such a young age.
Right.
Whereas, 10-year-old me was writing stories like, the dog ran through the forest. The forest was green. There were leaves on the trees. Damn.
May I have permission to get slightly morbid in a twisted, funny way on this show?
I mean, that's the whole thing.
Yeah. That's the brand.
It should be noted that the 16th chapter of this, which is not the last chapter, but is the last chapter ever posted, was posted on the day that my father died with a note saying, "This is dedicated to you, Dad," because forget literally anything else that was happening, I had fan fiction to post.
Wow.
Yeah.
A true artist. A true content creator.
I know things were going on, but I was dedicated to my craft.
You are a content creator from the get-go.
Born and bred.
From the jump.
Wow. All right. Can you plug your shit? Where can our folks support you and give you love?
You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/ArielleJane, ARIELLE, as well as on Twitter and Instagram at fake Arielle Jane, because several years ago I couldn't get my actual name and thought I was real snarky, and now I'm stuck with it. Though Twitter is letting go of inactive accounts, so I may be finally getting it.
Hell yeah.
But there aren't too many Arielle Janes out there, so you should find something remotely similar.
Hell yeah.
I mostly exist on Twitter at the moment, but we're taking the rest of the year to chill, and then we're getting back into YouTube, hopefully going into it strong in the new year.
Hell yeah. That sounds fantastic. Awesome. Well, it has been literally one of the most hilarious and engaging shows. I have learned so much having you on the podcast, so thank you.
What a treat.
For that.
Thank you. Happy to get all of this off my chest, finally.
Yes. Yeah, hopefully, if anything...
This has truly been a therapy session for me.
It's been cathartic
Right.
to share about your Twilight experiences.
You're here to repent, and we're all accepting and very grateful.
Yes. Wow. Well, as we say here in the space and here in Seattle...
Get bit!
And get whipped.
Woo! This is an Earbud Media production. You can find us on Twitter at Earbud Media and listen to the rest of our shows. You can find this show on Twitter at Into the Twilight, as well as intothetwilight.show. You can send us an email at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. You can also become a sponsor of the show or buy some merch at intothetwilight.bigcartel.com. Our art is done by Maddie Padilla, who you can find at YourGhostHost44 on Instagram, and our music is done by Eli Krause, you can find at Eli Sauerkraus and KrauseFilms.com. The intro and outro is by KB Smith, who you can find at KB__Smith on Twitter. You can find Allie on Twitter at Into Wild Places, and you can find me at Dyke Discourse.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.